what you been up to? It looked like your training been on like another level.
Yeah, just doing what I came here to Houston for, I guess. Pre-prepping, I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. I'm just training. That's what I love to do. Wait, I can't hear you.
You can hear me now, right?
Yeah,
Okay. I think I muted it by accident. But I used to hear people say that like, I'm dieting, I'm training, but I haven't picked a show yet. And they used to blow my mind. I used to be like, how do you do that without a show in mind? But maybe it's an age thing because I kind of feel the same way now. Like I feel like my last couple of shows, it was kind of like, oh, well, I might. Let's see. I don't know why that is. I think maybe we just have more responsibility, so it's harder to say things for sure because you don't know where life is going to take you. Like it's hard for me to say where I'm going to be in 4 months from now, right? Because life is so unpredictable. Maybe, maybe that's the thing. Maybe as you get older, you realize that everything isn't set in stone the way you think it is, right? So you get more like you're open to be flexible because you have no choice because you got to roll with the punches, right? So
yeah.
you kind of live in a way where you can roll with the punches if you need to, maybe. So I think that's why that seems to happen. Every competitor as they get older, it goes from yeah, I'm doing this show for sure to like, I mean, yeah, I'm in it, but let's see how things go before we fully commit, and um, I think that that can be a good thing actually, right? Because you're not forcing something that's not there, which I think to some extent we've all probably done that at some point, maybe forced the prep, or you probably shouldn't have forced it. You know what I'm saying? So you
I
get
tried to
older.
force it last year. Last year, I was forcing it for sure.
Okay, okay. Hmm.
Yeah. Looking back, I mean, I was there, but something was missing. Glutes were not there. So
Hmm.
I think I made the right
Okay.
decision.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like yeah, I feel like it's always if you even thinking about it in that way, it's probably the right decision.
Exactly. And you nailed it. Cause like, that's what for me, I believe in God. And when I think about something, that's not just me thinking about something, that's like the conversation in my head that I have with God. So I pay attention to that voice. And when I think about something, I pay attention to my thoughts. So that can help me like navigate what choices I need to make as
Right,
well.
right.
And I made a choice yesterday. I'm going to guest post first just to see what I look like and get back up on stage, knock the rust off, and at least just use the stage to see what I look like first.
Get that feel
So,
for it. Yeah. And it's also important to keep the passion there and the love for it, or it's not even worth it. You know, the love and passion has to be there, or there's a lot of other stuff we could be doing, right? Because
do you do you have a
Mhm.
passion for what do you have a passion for within bodybuilding?
For sure the training, for sure the
Yeah,
training. The stage part is something that more recently got a passion for, but that wasn't really my passion. I didn't like prep at first. I kind of hated prep, and I just did it just because I felt like I should because I just didn't want to stay heavy all the
yeah,
time. And then now it's starting to be the opposite. Now I kind of like the feeling of feeling super focused on a prep diet. So nowadays it went from me being an off season bodybuilder to now I kind of like that 16 weeks out to like 6 weeks out. That's like my sweet spot. That's like the most like fulfilling and fun to me. And the rebound, of course. But
yeah,
training,
yeah.
you know, it's always been
I feel
training.
like it might be it's obviously a secondary aspect of the training, but I like the stage. I'm passionate about the stage, not because I like getting up and showing off in front of people. I like using the stage to see, like from show to show or year to year, the progression within that. but bringing the best version of myself each time. If I'm not,
Yeah,
again, that's why I like not bringing my best. It's kind of irrelevant to me. So if I'm
exactly.
showing up at my best, that's I'm gonna be passionate because I get to finally see the difference of the training, basically.
Exactly. And well, I used to have a passion for posing. These days, not as much, maybe. I still like posing, but I used to really like posing, like the art of posing and routines and stuff. But maybe not as much these days. I don't know why, but maybe not as much these days. Um, uh, but yeah,
I think
th-
just as a mature bodybuilder, any mature bodybuilder will know how to present a good routine. But I think we know that it doesn't matter. That's not
I
what's
think
gonna have you win in the show. So
I think that's probably why because it's like you can tell people put more effort into your routine, but it's like it's not judged. So, so you kind of be, maybe I'll put the effort somewhere else. But I mean, it should still look clean and presentable, but it doesn't have to be like a over the top kind of routine. But it should for sure be clean and presentable. I think that should go without say, but the mandatory, the more important, which I didn't used to really practice that much because I didn't find that as fun as the routines, but that's the more important thing actually, you know.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Uh, as far as like dieting, I used to hate dieting like with a passion because I'm like a foodie by nature, so I love to eat like good food. But my relationship with food is changing. I'm kind of boring now. I'm not as excited to like have a cheat meal or anything like that, just because it's so much food for so long. Eventually, you're not as passionate about it. So, especially this off season, I've been eating a lot of food, probably because I'm not having cheat meals. So I need more food, right? Because to compensate for because I'm not getting that calorie bump like a couple times a week. So I've been eating so much food that I have no cravings. I'm exhausted from eating at this point. You
That's
know?
good though, because that's usually the opposite of how you do things, right?
Yeah. My food used to be pretty low, which is a bad sign because like now you go into prep, you have to go even lower. You know.
Yeah.
But I think I put my metabolism in a really good place. In a really good place.
Well, I'm on my like third week of Retta and food ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Like
You're not thinking about food, right?
it's like nothing. It makes dieting nothing. Like it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's great. Have you tried it?
Yeah, I've mostly done the SEMA because I did that was a couple years because Reddit really got popular like the last couple years, right?
Yeah, there was like a semaglutide, right?
Yeah, that's the one I have the most experience with. But Reddit, I did I think one bottle. It's similar, but from what I hear, more effective because it's not just the gastric emptying part. It is also like a fat burning effect, I believe.
Yeah,
I would assume it's more effective, but similar because I had no cravings at all on the SEMA.
literally instantly the next
Yeah,
day.
and that does help. And some people say, well, you don't need it, or you don't need help, and it's like we don't need none of it. Like you can say, well, how do we don't need trend? You don't need. It's not a matter of need. It's a matter of what's going to bring your best look. So I think it's a little bit what's the word I'm looking for? Um, Hypocritical when bodybuilders say things like that. Like you don't need this or you don't need that. It's like because you can say that for anything. Bodybuilding is a game of need. It's a game of inches. How good can you get? Can you get better? Right? Because we can't keep changing it and be like, well, you don't need that. Or you didn't need anything you did, but potentially it could have made you better. That's why you did it. Right? Within reason, staying healthy, obviously. But I feel like a lot of things we use nowadays are healthier. Right? It is healthier than fucking doubling the trend or doubling the halo, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But as long as you're doing things safely and not overdoing it. I don't believe in suffering just for the sake of suffering. You know, I don't think that the judges don't care how hardcore you act. They just care what look you bring. So I'm not the person that's gonna make my clients suffer just for fun, just to say they suffered. If you need to, yeah, suffer as much as you need to, but I'm not gonna push you to suffer more than you need to just, to make you more hardcore. That's not. I'm not really into that kind of stuff because I've had the opposite experience of bodybuilding. Sometimes the more hardcore and extreme I went, the worse I looked. And that's just being honest. So I've learned that it's not about always about doing more or being more hardcore. It's just about doing what it takes to bring the best physique, and that's it. No more, no less. You know. All right.
That's why my training is at its peak right now because I'm only doing 10 reps. Like 10 is the number going into sets. So I don't have to
Yeah.
think like I'm not trying to burn fat with 20 reps or like, deplete with higher volume. So I'm technically doing less and it's working. It's
Man,
awesome.
we've all been there, and it seems like it makes sense. I'm gonna just do more volume, burn fat. Instead of doing all this cardio, let me just work out for 3 hours and do two a days. And I'm sure it worked for some people, but for me, it didn't work. I just, it kind of felt like it's working because I got so pumped and shit. Like, yeah, this is, but the finished look was always worse when I tried that shit, you know? Just doing like that. I know what you're talking about. I would do like set after set after set, high reps, low reps, just it was insane, and I mean it was fun. I'm not. It wasn't like I didn't like to do it. It was fun to me, but it didn't yield like a better look, and like
I
oh
could say all my best looks for like the 6 to 10 rep range sets. That's it.
yeah,
Yeah.
same here. I rarely go over 10 reps. That's like the sweet spot, and then my reps now are a lot more controlled, and just you get better at reps. So yesterday, after 4 sets of quads, my shit was done. I was like, I don't even think I could do any more. And I'm like, yes, it's heavy, but I've done heavier in the past, And 4 sets, I would have joked at that. 4 sets was just I was just getting into it before. Obviously, working sets, not the warm ups or anything like that. But I used to do. I mean, I used to train legs for 3 hours. I couldn't even tell you how many sets working sets. Maybe 20 working sets. And my legs didn't grow. I got strong, and I was just like that guy trains hard. Everybody respects you because he trains, but I don't give a fuck about all that. I want to grow my legs. So it's like, and after 4 sets, my legs were so pumped. I couldn't physically, like I was trying to rest by squatting down, and I couldn't. My legs were so pumped,
Right.
I couldn't even bend my leg. It was insane. And I'm like, sometimes it's how you, and it's the same exercise. It's hack squats, leg press. Like, it's how you do it. Sometimes is more important than what you do and how much you do. So that's probably the biggest take home that everybody probably wishes they knew that earlier, but it just takes time because even if somebody tells you that you don't know, you wouldn't know how to use your body in that way until you have the experience. You just wouldn't know, you know. Shit, I don't even use equipment anymore. I don't even want to bring equipment to the gym, so I haven't used a belt, wraps, or anything in a while. You know, uh, my wrist hurt a little bit. Maybe I should use wrist wraps, but fuck it. Fuck
Yeah. I just started wearing the belt again. But it's kind of uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie.
because it's been a while. I
Yeah.
thought about it the other day because my lower back was kind of tight. I thought, let me wear a belt, but I forgot that shit in the car.
I
I'm
do it
gonna
every
see.
time.
I sent the link to the group, but let me see. For some reason, let's see. That must have. I'm in the thing. Or his service is bad. I think. Let's see if somebody jumps in. If not, we do some questions or something. We make it
Yeah, I was
a
gonna say let's do a
question
Q&A.
action. Yeah, we haven't done one of those in a while. I always got questions somewhere,
Do you have
but
plans this year? Are you gonna compete?
yeah, yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do. For sure gonna do the USA's. Um, there's a chance that I may do more, but for sure the USA's. That's my show. But if need be, I I want to do some more. I want to do more shows. Like I said, the goal is to not need to, but if I do, I always wanted to do North Americans and nationals. I want to go to Texas. I kind of, I want to experience more shit. So I, I I would love to check out the North Americans and nationals. Last year that was the plan, but I had so much going on last year, and hopefully this year that's not the case. I don't think it'll be the case. I think I'm getting better at managing everything around me. So yeah, that's the goal for me. I've never done any national show besides the USA. It's the only one I've done.
I feel like
And
I don't have a variety with shows either. And it's kind of redundant doing the same show. Same show. I don't care though.
yeah,
I don't like traveling.
yeah. And then I think we look at it as like I don't know. I think we think similarly as in I want to win this show. So it's like I don't care who's there. I want to win this show. We almost don't want a way out. We want to say no, no, no. No matter what, we're gonna win, right? It's almost like I don't want to say, well, if I don't win this, then I'll try to win this one. We almost be like, yo, I need to get better then, right? If I didn't win this one, then I want to get better. And I don't want this to be like something that I can't win to begin with, you know. So
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
some people don't get that. Some people just feel like no, get in where you fit in, which is not a bad thing. It's just that I don't know. There's something to be said about having pride in yourself as well. To just be like, nah, I want this in particular. Does it matter? Maybe not to anybody else, but to me, I think it matters a little bit. You know. All right. Let me see. Let me see if there's anything worth covering.
You
The
saw
the Arnold.
Larry Wills
Oh
slapped that
yeah,
kid.
yeah. I guess yeah. That he's been going like super viral. This streaming shit is the wave, but he's been going super viral. I mean, Larry is always viral, but he's going like even more viral.
You think it was a like a what they call it, a skit? Or you think that was real?
No, streaming is like a reality show. It's mostly real, but they put themselves in scenarios where things escalate on purpose because it's entertainment. It's like streaming is like love and hip hop now. It starts real and it's mainly real, but then you be like, yo, it'd be cool if this happened because you start picking up. Like they picked up that for some reason, people find it entertaining when they hit on Larry's girl and stuff like that. So then they play into it, and then people get angry, and they're like, "Fuck it, let them get angry." So I don't think it staged as in like they rehearsed it and sat there and rehearsed the slap, but no, they're friends. They're friends. So that's like yeah, he actually slapped him, but there's no animosity behind it. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a real slap. But is the scenario real? Like, are they beefing? No, they're not
Okay. Did
beefing.
you
So
see
yeah.
the other Rampage's manager? He like elbowed him.
But he hit him really hard to the point I'm like, I almost thought like it had to be like a video shot because I'm like, I can't see him allowing himself to get hit that hard. But that guy does the celebrity boxing, so he's used to getting hit hard, I guess. But that one was hard. That because Larry's a strong guy though, but that manager hit that was a serious hit. That they got to be careful because I don't know how many hits that guy could take like that. So it's insane. But you see what I mean? Like he's like, oh, I go viral when I get hit for some reason. That's how he started. I mean, he does boxing in the KSI league, so he's always got views from kind of getting beat up. So they're like, oh, people like him getting beat up, so let's play into it. So he's probably gonna get hit again this week.
I was gonna hit him on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday.
How many times you gonna get hit? But I think it's great that people can make a living just doing anything these days. I've always some people get upset that people make money doing these things, and I'm like, I mean, why? It's a hard
How do you
world.
make money though? Like by views on the stream?
I don't know how the actual the streaming pay get work. I know people can tip you. That's the only thing I'm aware of. But it's more so like growing your brand. Is from what I've seen. Like I know from like Clavicular, he grew his brand through
Yeah,
streaming. But I heard there's a shit ton of money in actual streaming. So I don't know how the revenue is split, but there's for sure revenue coming in. You know, but more than anything, like for Larry, who already has a brand, is gonna just help push his brand. He's doing like coaching, like a coaching thing that's gonna help. It's gonna help with his energy drinks. I already seen that the followers
I've
going on
seen that
that.
one too.
Yeah, so it's gonna help with other businesses. But yeah, he's for sure getting paid from streaming. But I'm not super familiar how that works with streaming. All I know is anybody who streams, they're like, wow, this is so much. Like Rampage, he's like, I'm making more money than I was being a fighter, which is fucked up, I guess. But hey, more. That's why I'll never get mad at somebody making money. It's like this guy has put his body through the line and he's making more money just by hanging out and eating and drinking and shit. So I'm like, I say that. I think that's great. I think that's phenomenal. You know, it's a hard world to make a good living. So if you can find a way around the system, I think I say more power to you. I don't care if you're 19 years old, 17. It's still hard work, just a different kind of work, you know. But okay, let me see what else. Let me pull up. Let me pull up. Beyond the stage. God damn! Look at this. This is what's on my feed most of the time. Look at this goddamn dog. That's crazy. That's a hell of a dog. They be looking scary, but they be the chillest dogs ever. Look at his neck. God
Damn,
damn.
some
That's
mutant. That's Nick Walker.
yeah, the Nick Walker dog. Oh man, that's crazy. All right, hold on. I gotta stop the share because you don't want to see all everything on my feed. Everything isn't for everybody. Okay.
Who you got
I
winning the
need
Arnold?
um I honestly got I still got Andrew, even though Hadi's doing it. Well, I'm pretty sure he beat Hadi at the finals at the Olympia, but I just think Hadi's at a place where he's more of the same, and Andrew seems like he's making these strides, you
For
know.
sure.
And we all know that somebody like Andrew, as long as he makes the improvements, he can beat anybody. We've always said that, but honestly, I don't think we actually believed he was gonna do it. We wasn't convinced because we're like, we seen him get a little better here and there, but he made a big leap now, and I think it's enough. And he seems like he's still getting better. You know, I like that. I like that he shows himself, but not too much. And I like that he doesn't like brag about weight and shit like that because it don't fucking matter, bro. I see a lot of that now. Everybody's bragging about their weight, and I'm like, nobody cares because the people winning are not weighing a lot. Like I don't know what Derek weighs, but that's the whole point. We don't know what he weighs. He just beats everybody. So it's like I get it. It's exciting, but it doesn't really matter, man. You know, it's cool for videos and stuff, but I think it's sending a message where I see amateurs doing it too now. Like it's all about weight. Like, look, wait, and it's like, okay,
Yeah,
like I mean, that's great. That's great, but weight doesn't win shows. So I like
yeah.
that Andrew just is doing the work. I'm sure he's like 315, 320, and that's impressive as the way he looks. But he knows it doesn't matter because first of all, he's 6'2". Now, if you 5'8" like Joe and you 320, then you think, God damn, how the fuck you do that?
Mm.
Then, then I'm
Joe
like,
looks
holy fuck.
ridiculous right now.
He look, and I know I'm gonna see him Friday. Actually, I know in person he always looks twice as crazy. So the fact that he looks this ridiculous in person, I don't even know what to expect. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like, what the fuck am I looking at? Because Joe in person, he's always leaner than he looks in pictures. So I know he's gonna be lean and he's gonna be big. So yeah, so especially when you're tall, that's why I don't like to talk about my weight personally because if you're over 5'10", the weight really kind of goes out the window because you're tall. So it's like, right? So it's like, well, I'm 300. It's like, yeah, but if I'm tall, that 300, you're right. It's like I'm supposed to be 300, right? just off of height alone, you know. So,
Yes,
like I
I feel
said,
you.
when you got guys like Nick and Joe at 300, then it's kind of like, holy shit, the fuck. Now that's a whole different kind of 300 that we talking, right? So, or if you're like lean, like really lean, like Pete is pretty lean at 300. Jordan is pretty fucking lean at 300. Then it's like that's pretty impressive, man. You know. So, but yeah, when you tall, you just you gotta
Filling
keep
out
you
your
gotta keep
frame.
you gotta keep getting bigger.
Yeah,
There's like
I feel like my weight is fake, bro. Like I'm like just
that.
under 290. I'm like, bro, it don't even count. I'm not that big.
I swear, I feel like that's why I stopped posting it because anytime I would post it and I would look at the check-ins, I'd be like,
Yeah.
hmm. I'm like,
Ain't
let
no
me just
way,
not
bro.
say anything because I don't feel like
Yeah,
it doesn't look the way I think it should look in my head, right? So I'm like,
I
fuck it,
know.
it don't matter.
Yeah,
But
when I think about a 290-pound bodybuilder, I'm like, that's a big motherfucker. I look at myself, I'm like, no shot, bro.
yeah, but because everybody carries it so different that's another reason why it kind of doesn't matter because some people look like stupid at three. I remember because I'm from the East Coast. I remember of Vince Masson, and he's tall,
Yeah,
but
man.
when I saw him at 300, he looked huge, and I'm like, I don't look
Mhm.
like. I'm shorter than him. I don't look like Vince Masson. What the
Yeah.
fuck, you know?
He
So
was a
it's
freak coming up, man. He was such a
yeah,
freak.
it was crazy. I remember I did this Brooklyn show, and he popped up out of nowhere, and I'm like, why the fuck is he here? Why is Vince Masson here, bro? Why he's trying to take my Brooklyn show? You know, you from Long Island. Go do Long Island stuff,
Yeah,
man.
bro. I had a buddy in college who was from Long Island, and he didn't even bodybuild like that. He just like kind of worked out, and everybody knew who he was from Long Island.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like that dude back then, bro, when he was like coming up.
I had him on a podcast once. It was a good one. I forget to invite people just because there's so many people that sometimes I literally just forget. I'm like, why the fuck didn't I send a link to this person? You know, but yeah. So I think for taller guys, you're always gonna need more muscle. People like I said, people are telling Regan he needs more muscle. They're telling Andrew he needs more muscle. They're telling right.
Yeah,
It's never gonna stop. If you're
I'll
over
say
5'10".
the one good thing about it though is like your ceiling is so much higher. Like there's
This is true.
always room to improve. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you look at somebody like Nick, right? It's like I knew going into the Olympia, like I had a feeling, and I talked about this on other podcasts when they were talking about he was 20 pounds up or some shit like that from Pittsburgh. I was like, that's not going to work, bro. I was like, he doesn't need 20 pounds of fucking muscle. The guy's the biggest pound for pound in the world. You know what I mean? It's like, so when you're Andrew or you're Samson or you're one of these taller guys, there's always, you always have that next level to go to because you can put on another 5, 10, 20 pounds of muscle and it not fuck your physique up most of the time. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, yeah, there's a difference between if Andrew says I'm 10 pounds heavier, or even 20 pounds heavier, we're kind of like, okay, dope, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're Nick and you're 20 pounds heavier, you almost don't want to hear that. You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
I don't think. Imagine
That's
if
what I was
Derek is
saying.
like,
I was like, that's not gonna work, bro.
imagine if Derek is like 6 weeks out, and he's like, yeah, I'm 20 pounds up where I was last year. We're gonna be like,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah,
don't
that's not
be,
a good look,
don't
dude.
do that. So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
I mean, he was actually he looked a lot bigger though physically, but just that sometimes you look better. You know, you should be looking better
Yeah, that's just
when
not
you're
what
big.
he needed, bro. Like that's just it's like when it comes to bodybuilding and improving, like a lot of times the number one way to improve for most people is tissue, right? It's either more tissue or getting in better shape. Those are usually the two ways I always say that like you improve as a bodybuilder, really. Other than that, it's kind of genetics. But Nick definitely didn't need more muscle. Nobody was looking at dude on stage being like, he needs a couple, he needs a couple inches here, a couple inches. Like, no one's talking about that, bro. They're just like, maybe a little more quad sweep, and you're the freakiest dude in the world,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I think some people you almost have to back off of certain body parts
Yeah.
in order, right? Because it's like you could say, well, if you need more quad sweep, hey, no, mind your business. If you need more quad sweep, then you need to put on more muscle. So you're gonna add weight. No, I don't think you should do it like that. I think remember when
Right.
Phil Heath was trying to bring up his back, he stopped training arms, right? Instead of
Yeah.
saying that I'm going to go to 300 pounds, he stopped training arms because his arms is it's already too much, right? So you could say Nick
Yeah.
Walker, he could just stop completely training arms and shoulders for the
And
rest of his career if he
it's
wanted to.
obvious. It's obvious Nick has a propensity to build muscle, bro. Like he genetically do can build muscle in his sleep. He's a fucking freak. So like it don't take much for him to put on tissue. He just has to like really allocate his resources where they need to be. You know what I mean? It's like Rubiel. Like Rubiel shouldn't train legs ever again. Like ever again. He should just stop
No,
completely. Like never
think
should he
so.
do a squat for the rest of his fucking life, bro. Like it's he just doesn't need that. There's no world where more muscle in his legs is going to help his physique. It's just going to hurt it,
No,
right? So it's kind of the same thing for Nick. It's like his arms are so goddamn big, and it's not that his legs are small, but like if your arms are that big, your legs have to be that much bigger too.
yeah.
You know?
The fear as a bodybuilder is like this is gonna shrink or some shit, and it's like for
Yeah.
some people like Rubiel, the shit actually needs to shrink, low
Right.
key. but the truth is that it's not gonna shrink, and if it does, once you
Mhm.
throw it back in 6 weeks out, it comes right back, right?
Mhm.
Last year, I didn't train arms the entire off season. I had 2 leg days and then 2 back days. Then I did chest once. That was it. And then but when you have body fat on you, your arms already look smaller. So I'm kind of looking
Yeah.
at myself like, oh, I don't know about this. I'm looking a little.
Right.
I got that B pack thing going on. I'm looking at Bukowski.
Big
Nah,
wasted, no arms, bro.
yeah, I was like, what's going on here? But then it's funny because okay, I'm gonna throw it back in. I threw it back in maybe like 16 weeks out, and I swear my body just reverted. My legs just went to my arms. I said, "Oh hell no!" So, so it's like you almost don't want to throw it back in too early because your body wants to go back to whatever it's used to being. So you can't
Yeah,
be
and you
scared.
gotta remember, like genetically, like we all have body parts that respond better, right?
Yeah,
And so like you've been more of an arm dominant guy, Nick's more of an arm dominant guy, Rubio's more of a leg. Like these body parts, they're just it's obvious within the physique. Like they when Rubio started coming up and Nick started coming up, I'm sure that they trained every body part,
yeah,
right? Just the legs on Rubio just fucking went like this and everything else didn't catch up. So like the second he starts training them again, they're gonna come right back, if not more, you know?
100%. Yeah, you can't outgrow a weak body part just by training the weak body part harder and harder and harder because the strong body
Right.
part is still gonna win the race. I tried it
Right. And if
for
you're
so long.
yeah, and if
Yeah,
you're imbalanced, right? Like if you have an imbalance, let's say like your legs lag behind your upper body. This is something I dealt with, right? My legs were behind my upper body for so long. I mean, they still are, but it was like an egregious imbalance for a while. If I didn't scale down my upper body volume to put it to allocate it to my lower body volume, I would have just become a bigger version of the same bodybuilder with the same weakness.
of
That's the
course,
thing. Like I could be 220 on stage and be all upper body and no legs. And I could put on 20 pounds of muscle on my legs, but if I also put on 20 pounds of muscle on my upper body, now I'm just 260 with the same weakness and I'm still losing shows. You know what I mean?
100%. And that's what happens to
So,
90% of people. That's what
yeah.
usually happens because you keep scaling that up. But if you don't back off the other thing, it's just gonna keep going in circles.
Yeah,
You know?
that's really what it was with Nick was like it wasn't a size thing. He needed some quad sweep and obviously just like I mean he does a good job at this, but just like waist control and things like that. And he was too big, bro, and he looked just a little blown out, and his legs are stocky and short, and they didn't. He was too mad. His upper body was fucking huge,
Yeah, yeah.
and it just his legs just they just looked like a different guy, bro. It didn't look like the same bodybuilder head to toe.
It didn't flow. Yeah. Once you, if you lose what makes your physique, it kind of goes. Some people, there's very few people who can be off or slightly off and still look amazing, but a lot of people have to be spot on, right? So even Martin at Pittsburgh, he wasn't that far off, but being known for his like conditioning, just being slightly off conditioning was enough to throw him off, you know.
Yeah, bro.
But speaking of adding size, y'all think what Samson is doing is gonna pay off as far as
More so than
what
what he did
teaching?
last year. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be a better. I think it'll be
Yeah.
a better outcome than last year for sure.
I was about to say when you just said that last point, like this is an issue that like a lot of times people will fall into, like especially at a higher level, is like you got to know, like obviously there's very Ronnie Coleman's like the one. Ronnie Coleman and Phil Heath are probably the two guys that like were elite at every aspect, conditioning, size, fullness, like everything, right? Detail, the whole nine, right? But usually there's going to be people that like fall into one category that's a strength of theirs and something that they like maybe lag behind a little bit. Like Samson's crazy shape, he's round, he's full as fuck. But obviously he never had that like crispy hard conditioning.
Yeah,
He tried to play that game this year, which isn't his game, and it fucked him. You know what I mean? Sometimes
yeah,
people will try to play a game that isn't theirs to make up ground, and then they lose what made them great. You know,
yeah.
and I'm not saying that that wasn't. I think that was the right move at the time because he had to try it. You
You
know
have
what I
to
mean? I
try
think he
it.
needed. I think he needed to do that to learn and to see. But I don't. He's never going to be. He's never going to have Derek Lunsford glutes. It's just not. It's just not in the cards for him. And he could try as hard as he wants, but if he does, he's going to lose everything that made him Mr. Olympia in the first place.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know?
Well, let's say if he manages to get Derek Lunsford glutes, he ain't gonna look like Derek Lunsford everywhere. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like
Yeah. That's my point.
don't
Yeah.
don't don't even try. But it's always been like that. But I guess the fans and analysts always say the same thing. Like they make it sound like everybody is Ronnie and Phil, right? So like when
Yeah.
Rami stepped on the scene, you're completely disregarding the fact that he's 320 pounds with a small waist and the craziest X frame, and you're saying, well, he would be great if he was in Phil Heath conditioning. But Phil
Hmm.
Heath is in 315 pounds with that X frame, so
Yeah.
it's like everybody has their strengths. Obviously, his
It was
strength is he
like
could be big as fuck with good shape. Let him,
it
but
was
it's
like
like you
Luke.
want him to have that, and then on top of that, then he would literally be the greatest of all time. Everybody can't
Yeah.
be the greatest of all time, you know.
Yeah, Luke Sando used to get a lot of shit too, and he used to joke about it because people used to be like, "Oh, like just get grainy, right? Like just get grainy, and you win shit. Like just get." He's like, "What the fuck you think I'm trying to do?" You know what I mean? Like, it's just not how this shit works, bro. Like some of us, like, dude, like I'm like a thicker skinned white boy, bro. Like I don't stay vascular and grainy year round. That's just not who I am. I'll get like hard right before a show, and that's enough to get me to do all right. But like that's pretty much it. Like I know guys they do. I mean, we know people that have strided glutes in their off season
Joe,
without trying.
Joe,
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just try.
Jordan.
Like, what the fuck? It doesn't even
Jordan.
make sense. Jordan, fucking Justin Wyatt, all these guys, bro. Brett Wilkin, like their glutes
Yeah,
are just strided, and for what? And then you got other people like Samson who will literally die to get strided glutes, and it doesn't happen. So it's like you have to find the balance of like where your strengths are to keep them your strengths because that's what makes you good.
yeah,
But then
yeah,
I've talked about this before. Like bodybuilding is really a game of like who has the least amount of weaknesses.
yeah,
Like that's why guys like Jordan have worked his way up because it's like he has such few holes. Like yeah, his back could be a little bit better. Yeah, this that. Overall, he's super balanced. He's full and in respectable condition and whatever. Like he doesn't have a lot of glaring weaknesses. Whereas you look at some other guys that might be freaks, but they have no back or no legs or they can't get in shape at all. Like there's this huge weakness that they have. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. If you play somebody else's game, it's only gonna set you back because
That's what I'm saying.
if we sat here and said, "Hey, I want to just be grainy hard like Hadi in the off season," but
Yeah, you're not gonna be.
Hadi's not trying to do that. Hadi is still eating what he's supposed to eat. For us to do that, we would basically have to diet in the off season, which I've
Yeah,
done in the past. I've done, and I made no gains because I'm like, I'm getting too soft, and it's like that's just your body, bro. You're gonna look soft in the off season. Get over it. As long
yeah,
as you can get in shape, that's the right. So it's
yeah,
like everybody's not gonna look the same. And even the
yeah,
finished product, everybody's not gonna look the same. And you have to accept that and just roll with it. You know,
yeah.
so you play anybody else's game, it's not gonna. Sean Roden in off season, man, he was not a sight to see, but that's okay because he had more details than everybody on stage. So
Uh-huh.
hey, leave it alone. So you got to stick to your own guns. You can't look at somebody and be like, I want to bring that look. You know, it's pointless. But
Yeah,
to go
it's
back,
their game for a reason, bro.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they're the best at it. So stop trying to keep up with them. Just do your own thing.
yeah,
Like if you're competing with guys at that level, bro, like you're good. You're great. You know what I'm saying? So like you have something that makes you really good. Like I'm not saying to neglect where your weaknesses are, but you don't like if you're competing against Hadi, you won't have more chest striations than Hadi on stage. You won't. Nobody will.
yeah.
So don't that's not like a look you should be chasing. You should just be chasing the best version of what made you already good. You know what I mean?
And the people that get that the fastest look the best. Jay Cutler
Yeah.
really never had crazy separate. Besides his quads, like his glutes weren't,
Yeah.
in most of the time. 2009 though was actually pretty in, but his glutes wasn't
Even Nick
really in.
doesn't really get his glutes in, bro.
Like striated, no, just like hard.
Yeah.
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 So Dennis Wolf never had lines in his glutes, none of that. But still won big shows just because they played their game. And anytime they tried not to, it didn't go well. Um, do y'all think Nick's best look was the Arnold that he won?
Uh, I think about this. It definitely because that was like his I would say like his real statement. Like, yo, I'm like one of these dudes, right? Because like he won the New York earlier that year, but he just beat Justin Rodriguez, who was obviously like a great bodybuilder at the time. Um, but I don't think anyone really expected Nick to win that Arnold. And then when he came out, everyone was just like, "Oh shit!" Like he shut the shit down, right? Like it was a very obvious first place. I wonder what that would look like though, like next to a Pittsburgh Nick, because I don't know if it was like in my head that's his best look, but like I don't know if that was also because of like the shock factor of like, holy shit, he's really good,
I
or
see what you're
or
saying.
if it was that good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
It's like now,
because
now, now we expect Nick to be at like he's been third in the world, so we have this expectation of him as like coming out and shutting this shit down already. So like for him to shock us, it takes even more because we've already seen him at such a high level. You know what I'm trying to say?
I, I know what you're saying, but also the competition has gone up quite a bit from 5 years
Yeah,
ago. So like I want to say it is his best look because I prefer it, like how it looks
yeah,
aesthetically, but that's preference. Does it mean
yeah,
the judges would put that look ahead of Pittsburgh look in today's
right.
criteria? I don't know, but I would say visually, I liked how that looked better. But guys are
I'll tell
so
you this,
fucking
dude.
muscular now. You
Yeah,
you might he you might need all that muscle to battle these shape guys that are also big.
that's not what I'm saying. And it's like I'll tell you this too, like you just said. I saw a lot of comparisons after the Olympia and after like New York this past year and stuff of like side by sides of like that 2021 look versus now. And I mean that 2021 look was just crispy as fuck. And like his waist was best it's been. It was just like this perfect peak, bro. Like he was just rock solid.
I
But
mean,
like if you look at him, like
it's
that's
definitely
crazy. But
better.
like go
It's definitely better
go back.
than last year's Olympia for sure. But
Oh, for
more so
sure.
if it is more so if it's his best. You said what?
For sure. Go to
Oh
that
shit.
top left with the four of them and the most muscular. Ian, Steve, yeah. You can see how he is smaller though.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Because
Like he is definitely smaller than he is now. It's like you said, guys are fucking huge, bro. And so it's like that will he need Like, would that look winning Arnold today? I don't know.
But you see the balance to his quads is so much
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
You know, what you think about this look, Alyssa? You
Bring up
prefer
the
it?
Pittsburgh. Can you just bring up the Pittsburgh look? Refresh my memory.
Yeah,
And
that's a
then,
good
I
idea.
mean,
Let
I
me see.
think what naturally happens is as you get bigger, you've been eating more food, your stomach's going to get bigger. I don't know. The
For sure.
Pittsburgh look was good to me. I don't think it was as controlled as the Arnold.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, let me see. Because I think sometimes we got to remember what it actually looked like. Let me see. Because what I remember is when he came out, I was like, "Holy shit!" But more for like a freak factor. It wasn't like right. It
At
wasn't like
Pittsburgh, you mean?
yeah. I was like impressed by like how
I
big,
was there.
full, and fresh he looked. Oh, you was at the show.
I was there. It was more like, bro, I had Derek winning in person, and then when I saw pictures, I started to lean towards Nick. Um, and the crowd just went crazy when they came out, bro. The crowd went crazy, bro.
But
They ate that shit up. Yeah, like
how
it's
was
just not
his
as
how was his
it's
stomach
just
at
not.
the show?
It was good, but like it was not 2021. Like look at that front relax. Where did it go? There was just a front relax somewhere,
This one?
like right there. Yeah, like you can see it pulls in, right?
Yeah,
Like it's all there, but like Alyssa said, it's a little less tight and dialed in than it was probably just for more years of food and muscle
Yeah, I
and
think it
training and
just
everything.
naturally that just is going to
Yeah,
happen. But again, if he came in the same size as the 21 Arnold, what are they going to say? You need more size.
yeah, probably
yeah.
right.
What I remember
Yeah, I mean,
was
I'm gonna
that.
say,
uh
go ahead.
Yeah, I was thinking, I remember that in the poses, his waist was good, but when
Yeah,
he was kind of like breathing, because they was putting him through the ringer, you could see a difference. Like compared to Derek's waist, for sure, you could see a difference.
yeah,
And that's where the posing kind of matters and becomes relevant is knowing how to hide those weaknesses when you're
Yeah,
gassed.
yeah. My my only thing sometimes that is that if it's a if it's a tie, I could see you putting them through the ringer. But if you say this person is slightly winning and then you put them through the ringer, it's kind of like that makes it like a cardio contest, and I don't think it should be a cardio contest. I think if you're
yeah,
slightly winning, you should still win. Because
yeah. A win's a win. Bro, yeah,
yeah, I've heard it been explained that way a couple of times, and I'm like, well, if you're winning, then you should just win because they say whoever's if it's a tie, whoever wins finals wins the show. That's what the judges literally tell us. So
yeah,
you could say, okay, it's a tie technically, but this person is winning. If you add the scores, it's a tie, but this person is winning finals, so he wins. We've been told that a handful of times. So when it happens, and you say, well, let's put them through the ringer, see who taps out. Then it's like, but what happened to the rule of right? That means they won already. So why are they being put through the ringer? So I get both sides because if I guess technically if it's a tie, I don't mind you getting put through the ringer just to really see. But are we judging the
also,
physique or who gets tired first? Right? Who has the most
yeah,
stamina?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. I think at that show specifically, they were trying to put on a little bit of a show for the fans too.
I think so. Yeah.
For sure. Like they're trying. Like I think, like obviously, yeah, like I'm friends with Derek down here and everything, and like admittedly, he hated his look in Pittsburgh. He went through some personal stuff like right before coming on stage. Like that wasn't a good look for him. But he's still, in my opinion, like I told you, I was there in person. I was like, oh, Derek won. It wasn't until I saw the internet and the pictures that I started to be like, oh, maybe he didn't win, right? So like Derek, in my opinion, was the deserved winner of that show. I'm not saying they didn't push him, but I think Derek won that show. I just think they like the fans rally behind Nick, bro. Like, I'm telling you, when he came out, they went fucking crazy, and they wanted to see a little battle. They wanted to see him talking shit and whatever. So like, they're gonna make it think too. I know, like I think Tyler said he did have Nick winning, so I know it wasn't like a any sort of landslide or nothing like that. It was still close, so it was still worth it. but I think they probably knew that Derek was the winner. They just kind of were like, all right, let's give him a little bit of a, let's entertain him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, there's always gonna be like a slight bias by each one of us. Because at first I was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, Nick better win this for sure, winning this."
Yeah.
But I'm also biased towards Nick, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
after a while, that I'm like, okay, I'm not mad at it. Like I still wanted Nick
Yeah.
to win, but that's a preference. I wanted Nick to win,
Yeah.
right? So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
but it's really either way it went. I think it would have been split. I think it would have been
Yeah.
split, But
For sure.
uh, I believe it's better to be the underdog because this is why Derek gets so much shit because he's the
Yeah,
top
he
dog.
wins everything, bro. I try to tell him that he'll be like, cause he'll be like, now he don't care as much, but like, he's talked to me before about how like he's like, why do people hate me, bro? Like I don't do anything wrong, and I'm like,
You
cause you
win it.
win everything, bro. I'm like, you literally win everything, and like you just like his resume is fuck. Like I don't think people really because I think a lot of people don't necessarily love his physique. I don't think people really put the respect on his name that he deserves when it comes to his fucking resume, bro. His resume is dumb. He has done, I believe, only two actual pro shows that aren't like Arnold's or Olympia's. Because
Yeah,
he won Mr. USA, then he won the Tampa a week
uh,
later, and then was top five in the world at the 212 that year.
that doesn't make sense.
And then just was like Olympia, 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 then won that. Then came to fucking Open, second in the Open, his first Open Olympia, wins that twice, wins Arnold Classic, does the Pittsburgh because it was like the first fucking year, wins that. Like, dude, the guy is just
People
crazy.
don't.
If you look at his resume, it's dumb. It's like he's never placed below, like, other than his Olympia debut, I think it was fifth. But other than that, I don't think he's ever placed lower than third, and he's only done like Olympias and Arnold's.
People don't like that.
Nah.
People, because life is hard, right? So most people struggle. So people want to see you struggle too. They like that,
Yeah.
but they don't realize that he's struggling. Like this
In a
struggle, you
different
can't
way.
miss struggle. Yeah, different ways. Like you said,
Nah.
he went through some stuff before. Like everybody's
Mhm.
going through shit. So just because somebody's winning on stage, don't
Yeah.
think that they don't go through no struggle. But that's how
Yeah,
people
bro.
feel. Like I want to see you fucking struggle because
That's what I'm
everybody's
saying.
struggling. But
Yeah, they don't
that
because they can't relate. And I told Derek this too before. Like, people can't relate to you, bro. You're too good. Like,
yeah.
you just walk in
Well,
here and win everything. Like, no one can relate to that.
everybody wants Andrew to win the Arnold, including myself. But if Andrew had two Olympias, everybody would be rooting for
Hmm.
Hadi. It's
Yep.
just
Yep.
it's always that way. The only one who
Yep.
escaped that, I don't know how, is Chris Bumstead. Everybody still wanted him to
Yeah.
win. I
Yeah.
don't know
That
how.
that don't make no sense. Yeah.
To this day, they still want him to win, including myself.
I
I'm like,
know.
if he comes back, I'm rooting for Gazebo, but
Yeah.
let's go. I don't know how
That's
the fuck that
crazy.
happened, but everybody else, everybody get like
Bro,
after the fact, huh?
Even Jay, like
We got
everyone wanted him to win, and then he won, and then they're like, never mind, bro, fuck you. You know what I
pe-
mean?
pe- people forget the hate because like 5 years
Yeah.
from now, people are gonna forget Phil. Even now, people forget how much hate Phil had because after the fact,
Yeah.
everybody loves Ronnie and Jay,
You
but
can
Jay was the
admire. Yeah.
fridge, right? Jay was the
Yeah.
fridge. Ronnie was like a
Yeah.
bloated mess. Look at his abs. He's
Yeah.
bad for body. He's ruining
Yeah.
bodybuilding. But now he's just the goat all the time,
The
right? So
king.
it's
Yep.
like, while you busting your ass, they all hate you, and
Yeah.
you
100%.
got to be on the way out for them to love you. So
Yeah. Because
that's
then
how
they
it goes.
realize what they actually got, like they actually had, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes it's better, but when they used to love Kai. Now they now they hate Kai. So
Yeah.
you're gonna get both sides regardless. All right.
For sure.
I just saw this a second ago. Let me see. Let me share the screen. It's about Hadi. Hadi deactivates his Instagram account.
Oh, he
I
did.
mean, I'm usually not a big fan of doing that, but when your entire country is bombing your page, basically, oh no,
Yeah.
no pun intended on the bombing, but if you if you
Yeah.
if your
It's,
entire
it's so
if your
funny,
entire
bro.
country is just like going at, it's like at this point it's like he's always done it for his country, so now they hate you. It's like, why even have an Instagram? Because you can't post shit. If you say I'm sorry, they're like, fuck you. If anything you say, it's like, fuck you. You need to die. So it's like,
What
god
did he
damn.
even
So
do?
well, he
Some
said that
shit. Bro.
they said he was supporting the, I guess you would call him a dictator. And he
Yeah.
said he doesn't support the dictator, which is already a big risk in saying that. But they don't care. They don't want to hear it. They just, I don't know.
I heard something about like a phone background or something. Did you hear that
yeah,
shit?
yeah. I saw the screenshot where he was holding the phone, and then you
With that
saw
picture of
the
that.
picture. He said I said the shit
Yeah.
was AI. He should have said no, fake.
Yeah.
It's AI.
Yeah.
But but listen. What do you want? This is a country where politics can actually get you killed, right?
Yeah,
So
bro.
if he's a celebrity, one of the biggest celebrities, well, he better be supporting the fucking the regime, because what the
Yeah.
fuck else are you gonna do? You're gonna say fuck you? They're gonna be like fuck you, get the fuck out of
Nah,
here.
he's in a lose lose, bro. He's in a lose lose situation, bro. Because it's
I
like
mean,
the people, what the people are saying is like, oh, like we, like you're one of us, and like we made you type shit, right? But he
yeah,
also needs the support of the government, and so it's like
yeah.
whatever. Either way he goes, he's getting fucked, bro. You
You
know.
because that, but the people of his own country should understand that more than us, right? You,
Yeah, but I
you
think they're so
emotional about it,
what's the
right? Yeah.
word? Yeah, yeah. It's like such a sensitive subject that like I don't think anything else matters. Like people are dying, bro. So like I don't think they care about anything other than where your support lies, like one side or the other. Like nothing else is more important than that, I think, to them.
You know what they want? So I saw their new favorite bodybuilder is the guy that got killed, because that's what they want Hadi to do. They want Hadi to come out. And he got killed by, I guess, the government, like what you would call them. They want Hadi to be like, yeah, you know what, fuck you, and then they kill him, and then they're like, yes, Hadi
Yeah.
is the hero. Hadi don't want to die.
Yeah.
What the fuck you're gonna tell me? You're gonna tell me I gotta die for you to love me? That's not fair,
No,
bro. I got a
fuck that.
family.
It's not worth it, bro. I ain't even here to feel the love, bro.
So like he's the new hero, and more power to him. Like I gotta respect the man stand on business, but I gotta respect
Yeah.
the man who wants to be alive. What the fuck? What are we talking about here? So
Yeah, bro.
I don't think anybody could tell somebody you gotta die for us to love you. I think that's too extreme. So I don't think he can go back to Iran because he's in Dubai. How did that look? I don't think he can go back to his country at this point. So yeah, he better
I
you're
wonder
gonna
if I
change.
wonder I wonder how, because Hadi is like Mr. Consistent, more or less, bro. I wonder if this is gonna affect things. I don't think anyone's ever seen, like we've seen Hadi better and like not as good, but nobody's ever seen Hadi bomb. Like I wonder if he just bombs because of all this shit. I don't think it's really possible, like for him, but like if it's gonna
Everybody,
be a time, it's probably now.
yes, everybody has a breaking point. Hadi is probably the strongest mental bodybuilder, probably of his generation. But this
Yeah.
would, like you said, if there was a time where it would affect you, it would be when you're potentially your life and your family's life is on the line.
Yeah, it's literally on the
Uh,
line, bro.
I don't think I could compete, you know. And then
Yeah.
it's funny because the American media is more like, "Hey, you gonna do the Arnold?" It's like, bro, this is a little more serious than him competing. Like
Yeah.
he fight for
Yeah.
his life.
Yeah. He's literally trying to just breathe air, bro. Like chill.
We just want him to be okay. Let's just pray that
Yeah.
Hadi and the family's okay. Like the Arnold can wait.
I
We'll be
know.
okay with the Arnold, you know. But yeah, if something is gonna affect, I would almost argue there's no way this can't affect him to some extent, look
Oh, for
wise.
sure. I would have such
Yeah.
a hard time. No, I know it's different because like the way that they view bodybuilding and approach bodybuilding, it's like he's like a celebrity there, and it's like I mean, he makes a very good living doing what he does, right?
Mm.
But I would have a hard time even like thinking bodybuilding is important at that point. Like, oh, I got to get a meal in, I got to do cardio, I got like, and I'm just trying to,
Mm.
I'm literally fighting for my life, bro. Like, fuck chicken breast, bro. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to stay alive. You know what I mean?
Exactly, exactly.
But I guess it's like a different. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. I didn't think for a minute there. I had a feeling he wasn't even going to do it, but
I didn't think so. I mean, there's a possibility. There's still a possibility
yeah,
he
of
might
course.
not. He might not. Yeah, yeah. I think I think this is actually a bigger deal than we probably realize, than most people probably realize it is, because that
Yeah, I
this
just
is
don't
not
think we're
a
like educated enough, honestly, to really understand the depths of it, bro.
yeah. I saw a video about this bodybuilder that got killed over this shit, and people are putting his banners up and posters up as they should. But I'm like, damn, that's a lot, bro.
Yeah.
Like you gotta be, you gotta die, about this shit. I don't know if I think that's a bit too far, bro. You know, so but it's funny
People in
because
America, bro, people in America just they're so entitled sometimes and they're so like naive. Like they bitch about everything over here as if like we're the worst country in the world. Like y'all don't even know what's going on in other countries, bro.
we don't we don't know how good we got it. Even the ones that know,
Yeah.
like we know, but even us, we
Yeah.
don't really realize how
Yeah,
good
that's what I'm
we
saying.
got it.
I'll still make some little ass thing like ruin my day and they're over there literally getting killed by the fucking government. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
But you go earn a living smacking people on stream, you know. That's a beautiful life. Yeah, that's a beautiful life.
I beat
And
the
you know
shit out
what?
of a couple of people for someone.
No matter how fucked up and low my life gets, I've never not had a roof on my head and food to eat.
Yeah,
And
facts.
I definitely eat a lot of food, so that says a lot, you know. So
Yep.
you gotta count your blessings. Yeah. So as far as that, man, I think they're asking too much for Hadi. Alyssa, you think that's gonna affect his look?
Nah, I don't.
Really? You think Hadi's too sharp for this shit?
Yeah, he's a warrior, and he's like he said, "Fuck Instagram." He's locked in. Where's he at in Dubai? You said.
In Dubai, yeah.
Yeah, he's
Um,
good.
I saw that he has his U.S. visa. He's just waiting to get the UK one before he leaves. He wants to get that all set. So at very worst, he can't get to UK, but the US he already got it. So the US he has it, you know. So unless they stop him at the airport, then he's gonna be at the Arnold, you know. You remember when that happened to Nathan the Asher? He got to the US and they stopped him at
Oh
the airport.
yeah.
I'm like, what did you kill somebody? What did you do? Because they not playing with this
Bro,
dude. I'm
he
like,
could have yeah, they don't give him no slack, bro.
over
None.
like drug charges. Like no,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
everybody
I
got
remember
some drug
during like
charges.
COVID time too. During COVID time with his gym and stuff, he was going through a lot of shit with the government too. Like they were going head to head.
Yeah, yeah.
But he has
He
not
got
been
it,
on their good side. And obviously I know he like comes from like a hood part of the UK, whatever too. He was probably like gangbanging and
bro.
shit back in the day. Like
He got into a brawl with the whole unit. That's kind of funny.
yeah,
Dude
yeah,
had me.
he's a
He was
savage,
fighting
bro.
with his head. He said, "Get the fuck out of here." He got heart though, but
Oh, yeah.
the cops over there they don't carry guns. I'm like, big mistake. Cause motherfucker, if you don't got
Bro.
a gun, we going at it.
Yeah.
If you don't got a gun,
Those words, bro.
we gonna shoot a fair one. Nah, so, yeah, they might want to change that up. But Nate, I don't know. I haven't heard much about Nate. I don't even know where he's up to.
I was about to say I haven't heard shit from him. He
Yeah.
he he competed last year, right? That was last year he did Monster Shows or the year before?
I think that was last year. I think he did a few shows,
He did
and
Dubai last year, I think,
I
right?
think
Because he was
that was the year he was
He,
mad about his placings.
yeah, he was
yeah, he
pissed
was
about his
upset.
placing, right? Yeah.
I got to be honest. There was a couple that I didn't. I forgot what show it was. There was one that I was like, yeah, he definitely should have placed higher. But I think sometimes the way you go about it rubs people wrong. Not that you shouldn't, because he's an open book. He's not scared of anybody. But
Mhm.
I think because he went so hard about his placing, that's not gonna help you. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna help
There
you.
was one year, I think it was 24, maybe 23. Remember that year where him and Regan went back to back weekends and like he beat
Yeah.
Regan like all straight first, and then the next weekend lost to Regan.
Yeah,
And he was
yeah.
like pissed about that because he was like, "Oh, social media, fucking boy, whatever the fuck." um, but like that one, I didn't agree with. Like, I do think Nathan won that. I think he won both of those shows. But
Me
he
too.
he
Me
always
too.
got something to say, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like he's funny as hell, but he always got something to say.
The thing is, he's not wrong, but his delivery could use some work because I think
Yeah,
he makes the other person feel attacked. Because even with
yeah,
Bonac, when he was talking about he should have beat Bonac, I guess it's fine to say that, but the way I forget how he said it, it sounded offensive to Bonac the way he said it. So Bonac, of course, took some
yeah,
offense to that, and
yeah. I
I'm
remember
sure.
Bonak was even saying some shit like on another podcast. He's like, he didn't even say shit to me backstage, yada yada
Yeah,
yada.
he
Like
got
Dave,
at
like
me.
he was
Yeah.
hot a little bit, bro.
You don't want to get into it with Bonac. I think I would rather get
Nah,
into it
fuck that.
I'd rather get into it with Nathan than Bonac.
Hmm.
All right, let's see. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, share
How many weeks
screen.
till the Arnold now? Like three,
Two and a
What,
half.
yeah, I think
four?
2.5 because it's in March. It's in March, so it's
Yeah.
coming up. Oh, I don't want y'all seeing my messages. Oh my God, it's getting worse.
Be careful, bro.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't see too much. All right, deactivated. We just saw that. 4.3. Oh, Hunter. We don't know what Hunter. Okay, this I
Yeah,
don't.
I
But
heard
y'all
he's.
probably
I
can't hear
know.
it. Yeah, y'all can't hear this,
What
right?
is he saying? No,
Y'all can't hear that audio, right?
no.
How do people do that? How do people make? Let me see.
I don't
How do I
know.
do that? There's a way. There got to be a way. Uh, y'all don't gotta hear it. But he
Um,
top 8. Okay. How do y'all think about Hunter's gonna do? I'm assuming he'll qualify for Olympia. Where do
so
y'all
how do
see
I think
him
he's gonna
falling?
do at the O?
Yeah, it's a stiff lineup.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I got it. I don't know Hunter personally, so I'm not. This is nothing I know for fact or anything. But I feel like from the outside looking in, it feels like he's kind of falling out of love with bodybuilding, and
Well,
like he's almost
okay.
done with it. And like usually when that happens, it doesn't. You don't get somebody's best look. He's also coming off some surgeries and shit. I don't, like I said, I don't know him personally. I don't know what's really going on, but I mean, he's kind of spoke about it too briefly online about how like he did kind of like start to fall out of love with it before he took this past year off. Um, Now, bro, the competition more than anything is deep. Like there are like 20 guys that people say are top 10.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's like everyone wants to say, oh, that's a top 10. But then it's like if you really gonna name the top 10, you're shot. Like there's no
yeah.
way, bro. You know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
realistically, I would say I don't see him in the top five at this point. Um,
That
I'd
top
probably
5
see
is
him in
tight.
the 5 to 10 range if I had to bet money, personally.
That's fair. That's
Now
fair.
things could change. I mean, he took last year off. He's got a healthy shoulder now. Hopefully, I think. Um, but and he's really impressive, bro. He's big as fuck. Like you guys obviously have met him. Like he's big as fucking person. But um, I don't know. I just usually feel like when someone has that kind of attitude towards bodybuilding, it doesn't. You
What
don't
you
see
mean?
their best.
It's good to have perspective on life while you bodybuild, but if you reach the point in your life where you have all the perspective, it's
Yeah,
conducive to your life. But for
yeah.
bodybuilding, it's not conducive to being the best in the world. No, but you'll be
No, it makes
happier.
you.
You'll live a happier life for
I
sure.
feel like with people like him, it makes them start to resent bodybuilding because it
Uh,
feels like it's taking away from these other things in life, and then it feels
honestly,
like a job, and then you don't approach it with the same
hey,
kind of like
no,
passion and
no,
love and like whatever intensity, execution, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like it's just kind of going through motions because you feel like you have to, you know.
Yeah. For him to enter that like top five, he would have to be like focused like there's no tomorrow. And
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure he is focused, but I also think he's planning the second half of his life as far as what that looks like and him being happy, which I actually think is the best move,
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not saying this as a knock. I'm just saying if
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
asking me where I think he's going to place and why, that's my thought process too. Is I feel like when he first, obviously coming up, the dude won every show he did, right, all the way through his pro debut. Olympia was the first show he didn't win, right. And I think at that point in his life, he was like, "Oh, I want to win Mr. Olympia. Like, I want to be that guy." And I feel like now I don't think he'd really care if he did or didn't, to be honest.
Yeah,
I think, like you said, he's starting to plan that next chapter of his life. And just because of that, like you said, I don't think he's going to be able to go all the way into it. Like sometimes you need to, especially at that level.
yeah, yeah. I agree. What you think about that, Alyssa? Well, first of all, where do you think he would have placed last year, and where do you think he's going to place this year?
It's honestly, I can't really say because I
Okay.
don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but what I was thinking about while you were talking is remember the year that Keon kind of fell out of love with bodybuilding
Do.
and he came back and was like the best in the world. You never
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
know what can happen. So
It's
No,
true.
you never
Yeah.
know. That's what I'm saying is you never know. That's why I preface it with like I don't know Hunter personally. I don't know anything that's going on behind the scenes. But like I think the thing with Keon was I think at that time one Keon's he's still young, still so young. That time he was really young. And I think he just didn't have the right people around him. I think once we saw him get with his wife and Patrick, that's unlocked a new level of him. Like I think
Yeah. Yeah.
once that whole kind of cohesion came together, like that's when everyone went like, "Oh shit!" Like he ain't nobody's touching him now, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he was still hungry for it. I just think he was in such a bad place mentally that he was just kind of like fuck everything. Whereas I feel like Hunter's like he's like focused on life outside of it. You know what I'm trying to say? Like I think like Keon was just more like fuck life, fuck everything. And Hunter's more like, no, I love my life. I'm ready to move on from this, but I guess I'll give it one more go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think there is a difference of maybe not having the same passion for bodybuilding out of maturity, out of you're just like
Yeah,
onto the next chapter of your life versus I think at that point in Keon's career, I just don't think he was locked in really.
yeah,
Just,
agreed.
but not because he was past that phase, more so because he didn't get to that phase yet. I think almost, But Alicia is right. I mean, he could come back and have the best fucking year of his life.
That's what I'm saying. I
Some
mean, he just got healthy, right? He just got his shoulders fixed and shit. So who the
yeah,
fuck knows? He could shock every. I mean, he's good enough. He's been fourth in the world. He's good
yeah,
enough to be up there, bro.
yeah.
So
There's some people that might need more perspective to be better sometimes. Right? Some people being all in like gung ho sometimes are worse because
yeah,
right because they're too anxious to like Ian. Ian is
yeah,
he is going to be getting older, but I think Ian was so focused on bodybuilding it was a detriment. Like he was so anxious, and
bro.
I don't know if y'all remember, he was always like
Yeah,
it was more like too high strung. And now, if he does come back, he's actually got perspective in a good way where he's just enjoying it and he's laid back. And it may actually make him better as long as his body parts hold up. He may
bro.
be better off for it. You know?
I've talked about this to myself. When I first started, I was so fucking neurotic and so like anal about everything. Everything had to be so fucking perfect that it was a detriment to me. Like, bro, I've told this story in another podcast before. I used to have to eat like the same cut brand of Purdue chicken breast. Like
Yeah,
if I went to the grocery store and they could have every other type of chicken breast, but it wasn't the Purdue ones I get, I'd fucking throw a fit and I'd drive to another store. Like I was anal for no reason. And meanwhile, I was like 240 and fat as fuck, and I was garbage, right? And then
Yeah,
like last year, my last off season was probably the most. I don't want to say lax, but like, yo,
I
if
know
I
what you mean.
ran out of rice, or if it was late at night and I didn't want to eat beef and rice, and I fell asleep on the couch for my last meal, I'll just slam a shake and like a bagel and go to bed, right? And I
Yeah,
put
I
on
know exactly
25
what
pounds of stage weight in 1 year.
you mean. Yeah,
So like, I didn't do anything else different. I just trained. I took my drugs, ate my food. I slept. Like it's the same thing. I just wasn't as like, because if something went wrong in my day back then, bro, don't be around me. Stay the fuck
yeah.
away from me. I was a fucking head case. Like now it's like I'm not gonna be happy about it, but and it wasn't
Not
like
a
a
big deal.
regular thing I was doing where I was like eating bagels, but like if I'm on the road or something, something happens, like I just made it work, and it kept me like a little more sane. And I was like, when prep comes, none of this shit's gonna matter anyways. If this meal was rice or a bagel, that's not gonna make me win or lose a bodybuilding show 7 months from now. You know,
It's hard to explain
so
it. There's this fine line, right? Fine line between
yeah,
being disciplined and kind of being like almost not giving a fuck at the same time, right? So
yeah,
it's like both. It's like you're like on point, but you're not chasing this perfection that's impossible. You know how to. I think me and Alicia talk about. You know how to roll with the punches, right? It's like just because you're on point doesn't mean you have to be able to roll with the punches at the same time. If you're like, no, this is only this way. Sometimes it doesn't work. When I started getting around Joe and Paul more, that's when I saw because I was like I was like a part-time bodybuilder. Then like I'm gonna take this seriously now. No seasoning, plain chicken breast. Then I went the opposite extreme, and I got worse. And it's like, how do you get worse by locking in? It doesn't even make sense,
that
right?
shit sucks. That shit sucks. It's not
it's
fun, bro.
stupid. Oh,
Yeah,
Beatty, you're not in shape. Maybe you got to do more cardio. I'm like, it's like I can't argue because what you're looking at, it sounds right, but I know that this is not the case.
true.
This is not the case.
Yeah,
And then being around Joe and Paul, it's like they're the most disciplined people I've ever seen, but they also don't give a fuck. It's like it's the weirdest thing. It's like they
yeah,
don't miss. He's not missing a shot. He's not missing the meal. He's not. But it's like, okay, oh, we ran out of beef. Okay, we're gonna go get. They got a burger and fries or something. I'm like, huh. It's
yeah.
crazy because it's perfect, but it's not perfect at the same time.
Yeah,
You
see, that
know.
was something that like I had to, because at first, like the thing that I take pride in as a bodybuilder, I feel like I've like overcome, I don't know if that's the right word, but like my genetics. Like I was not
Mhm,
ever a muscular kid. I was never that kid that had a six pack easy growing up. Like I was never that guy.
mhm,
But I like take pride in like being on point year round. Like I'm on my shit year round. And so when I first started to kind of understand that there's like that balance and it's okay to maybe, chill and have a meal or substitute this for that. Bro, when I was during that time, the Purdue chicken breast time, like fucking 7 years ago, dude, I went a year and a half without a cheat meal.
mhm.
Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, I didn't have a butt. And my brother was like, dude, you're like 30% body fat. You can eat fucking turkey, bro. And I was like, nah, it's like not on my plan. Like, whatever. I was one of those. And I sucked. But it took me like getting used because I would like if I fell off my plan, I'd get mad at myself, like, oh, you're lazy, you're a slack, like you don't got it, like whatever. Like I would give
Yeah,
myself a hard time. But you realize that like, bro, there's difference between okay, like you run out of beef and they go get a burger and fries versus like, hey, I'm not hungry, I'm gonna skip a meal.
yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
different. You know what I'm
You,
saying? Like there's levels. It's a balance of like knowing what's like, okay, burger and fries or beef and rice, that's not really going to affect me in the long term as a bodybuilder. Skipping meals, cutting training sessions, fucking drinking,
yeah,
fucking not sleeping, all this kind of shit, that
that'll
will,
do it.
you know?
Yeah, you definitely came up faster than I thought you would. Cause I remember seeing you early on. I thought it was gonna take you some time. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's going it's gonna take him a little bit of time. I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, he's coming up.
Bro,
I'm like, oh
I've only
shit.
done 5 shows. I've only done 5 shows. And I won my
Yeah,
pro card
yeah,
at 28 as a super heavy. Like,
yeah,
so I was the same for me. I don't even believe it half the time,
yeah.
you know? So
You definitely came up faster. You kind of you expedited it the part because I mean you expect people to go at the same pace. So you see 1 year to 1 year, you expect the pace to
mhm,
stay the same or get worse, right? Like
yeah,
realistically.
yeah,
So yours kind of sped up, which I don't think most people saw that coming.
yeah,
You know, but I you gonna say something, Melissa? Uh oh. All right, you're down to do a couple of questions.
yeah. Let's do
Couple
it.
questions? Let's see what we got. We haven't been doing a lot of questions recently. I didn't even see you text me. Who the fuck is this? Not bad. Who the fuck texted? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Let's go to questions then. How's your day going? Everybody day going well?
Good over here, bro.
Okay. Who? No. Who was the first bodybuilder you ever saw? I guess in person,
Like
I think.
pro bodybuilder.
Uh-huh. I guess they don't have to be pro. The first, the f- yeah, let's say pro. Who's the first pro bodybuilder you ever saw in person?
Fuck, I'm trying to remember.
I was backstage at my first show, and Max Charles was backstage
Okay,
full
okay,
blown off season.
that's impressive.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was huge.
Yeah, mine was probably at my first show too. I feel like I saw Evan. I feel like I saw Evan though back at Super Gym. Like I'm from Connecticut, where he used to train. I can't remember if that was before or after my first show. He was one of the first ones I seen. John De La Rosa I saw when I was in college, down in Miami, at Miami Iron Gym when he was like full blown. He was crazy. His forearms were like the size of my fucking legs. And then yeah, my first show, like Jeff Long was there when he was still big. Freddie Smalls guest pose. Akeem Williams was there. Those are like some of the first guys I saw.
I'm trying to think of the order. I
Yeah, I
think,
can't remember what came first.
yeah, it's kind of mixed up, but this might not be the exact order, but I'm pretty sure it was, well, at the shows, what shows did I go to first? I'm pretty sure it was Victor. I thought Victor Martinez at Still Gym, and he
That's cool.
looked fucking insane. This was like at his prime, like when he was battling for Olympia, and seeing that it makes you feel like you shouldn't bodybuild because you
Oh
can't think of
yeah,
any
I
way.
used to say that.
You like this is not possible. There's no amount of drugs I can take or weights I can lift to look like that, you know. And it's
Yeah,
true though, but it's like, well, you don't need to look like that. You need to look like whatever the best version of yourself is
yeah,
supposed to be. But yeah, I saw that and it's like it was weird. I was like, and I would look in the mirror and I just couldn't see myself the same again after that. I was like, what the fuck? And I look in the mirror, I'm like,
yeah,
damn, this is crazy. You know, 'cause it's just a different level. You don't know what that. You can look at pictures all day, but you don't know what that means. You know how you used to look at the who won the national. You look, you're like, oh, I think I'm that big, right? Yeah, if you stood next to
yeah.
him, you were like, no, you're not that fucking big.
Oh
But
no, bro.
but pictures make everything look attainable, right? Then I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
this is not attainable, you know. So but then I started training at Fifth Avenue Gym where Kai used to train at that little shithole. And then Kai, another level of like muscularity, and it's like, what the fuck? But
Still haven't
he
seen.
more
I've seen him. I've seen him now, like walking around expos and shit. But like, I never got to see him in his prime, and that shit was probably stupid, bro.
Uh, I don't know if there's anybody that was as muscular as that because I don't believe Ramy was as muscular as Kai in his prime. Like
He was so
because we're not
round
talking,
too.
yeah, because we can't talk about weight. Weight is just weight, but like what
Mhm.
he looked like he was obese, but it was muscle, right? He was like an obese guy in a hoodie, but
Yeah,
he was literally in shape, right? So
yeah.
Rolly looked pretty stupid too. Um, And then Phil, with Phil, I think guest posed at my first show. Believe it or not, at the was
Phil
that
did.
when I
Wow.
that's the Eastern. It was either Phil or Dennis. No, I'm sorry. I think it was Dennis Wolf at the first show, and then the second show it was Phil.
You did
And then
Eastern's was
same.
your first show?
Yeah, bad choice, but I didn't know any
Yeah, I
better.
was gonna say.
But I got sixth, I think, in the heavyweight, which I
That's
mean,
not bad. Like then,
in hindsight, it's not bad, but at the time, right? Because you got a big ego, right?
yeah,
You think you the shit. So I'm
yeah,
like sixth place, fuck out of here. Now watch. But
yeah,
technically, as a part time bodybuilder at 22 years old, Easter's at the time was basically a national show, right?
yeah.
Because the top two always turned pro. Well, the first place turned pro at nationals right away. And then the second place either turned pro probably the following USA's, but that top two was going to turn pro that year or next year or both the same year. You know, it was regular. I don't know if it's like that anymore, but at the time that's how it was.
No, it's
You know,
not
but
anymore, bro. It's sad. Atlantic States, Eastern, all those shows, bro. Like
that was the
it's
shit.
they're just any other show now.
Those shows
Sad.
was legit, bro. The yeah
Yeah,
you was guaranteed the pro card. You win Atlantic States,
yeah,
you're pro. And you win
yeah,
Eastern. I mean, you could visually look at them and be like, that's a pro, and then they would always turn pro
yeah,
that same year. But
yeah.
it's a little different now. Okay, would you train at Diamond Gym? I think we got that question before.
No shot.
No, I think they usually say like,
No
"What's
shot.
your thoughts?" Like as far as thoughts, it's great.
Bro, I would have a
Fuck your shit
really
up.
tough time. Like I know Unc and whoever over there doing their thing and whatever. I do not do well when motherfuckers are screaming in my face like that or hitting me or like trying to tell me what to do. Like, bro, get the fuck out of my
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Like, I would not have a good time. Like, it wouldn't work for me, bro. I couldn't do
But
that.
it would also have to make sense. It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense,
It
right?
doesn't. That's the problem. It makes no sense. Like, if I'm training with someone who knows what they're doing and it's like, and they're screaming at me in my face, I've had that and that fires me up.
You could
Like,
tell a little
I'm
bit
like,
more. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, right. But if you're trying to make me do 150 reps on a fucking earthquake bar shoulder press and you're punching me in the back and you don't let me drink water, like, no, like, nah,
Yeah.
bro, this is doing nothing for me.
They're the level when it kind of just becomes kind of silly. Like the
It
water
is
thing is
silly, the
silly,
whole thing.
and then you're trying to build muscle, but you're doing, bro. Fucking Jesse James did. He ended up doing like 600 burpees.
Yeah.
First of all, he got heart because the shit he did. I know he's a nice guy, but I know he wanted to punch one of them in the fucking face. But he ended up doing 600 burpees. He ended up doing like 800 push-ups. I mean, at some
Well,
point, it's not
who's
even
gonna make
push-ups
you do
anymore.
100 burpees for walking in the door?
Yeah, yeah,
Something like that.
yeah. Or
You guys,
somebody
you
else
guys know
fucks
this?
up. Huh?
You guys know this Julian Decima kid? Have you seen him? He's like been blowing up. Like he's a tall white kid with brown hair. He's been like kind of blowing up on social media. He just moved here like a month ago maybe, and I was talking to him because he went to Diamond Gym and like the video he did like went pretty viral or whatever.
Oh,
And he's
he's
got like
big.
the what?
He kind of
Yeah, he's
big.
like
Yeah, I know
280,
the
290. Yeah.
yeah.
And he's a nice kid. And he got like really bad tendonitis from it for like a month. He couldn't train upper body.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, no shit, bro. And he was telling me same thing. He's like, bro, he's like, I warmed up at the hotel before I drove there because I knew that the second I walked in the door, they were just gonna have me do some dumb shit.
It and also they don't even tell you the body part you're gonna train. So they got
No,
guys doing right. They got guys doing back after they trained back yesterday. So
yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous.
It's an
So
act. It's all an act right now. That's what it is. They're riding the trend. They're getting their views,
They
but
just
it's
collabed with
not
Logan
real.
Paul. They dropped their own prime flavor.
oh
Yeah,
wow, okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's crazy.
now obviously Diamond Gym is actually one of those gyms, and it was it was real before it
Yeah,
became
that's what I'm
like a
saying.
reality
I've
show.
known of it for years because of being from the Northeast. Like everyone knew about Diamond Gym. It was like a real hardcore bodybuilding gym, like a legit gym, and they
But
had good athletes coming out of there.
hardcore in like a Metroflex kind of way, like people like
Yes,
Branch Warren
yes,
kind of training. It's not
yes.
burpees and all of this
Yeah,
stuff, you
not
know.
jail yard shit, bro. Yeah,
Yeah. So now that being said, as somebody who actually wants results, it's silly. But as what it is, like just growing a brand and they're gonna franchise and make a bunch of money for the gym, and a lot of people are gonna eat. It's a great positive thing. As long as
yeah. I
nobody has
mean,
got seriously injured yet, somebody will. But I
yeah,
think I think overall it's a positive thing. But if you're asking us, like, would we do it? First of all, I don't think we could. Like, there's no way I'm gonna put my body through something that's gonna make it worse in every way. It just doesn't make it. Even for views, I would have a hard time. I would have a hard
I
time.
can't do that, bro. Even for
I don't
views, no
think.
way. I can't.
Yeah, I don't. But me doing 400 burpees, there's no world where that's gonna happen.
Bro, I can't do 5 burpees, bro. I can't put my socks on, bro. The fuck I
Yeah.
get when I'm on the floor. If I'm on the floor for whatever reson, you know how hard it is for me to get up, bro. Like I'm not doing burpees, bro. I'm not doing that.
Big Boy just went. I want to know what they did because I know damn well they wasn't having Big Boy do. Big Boy wasn't
Yeah,
running the hill. And, I mean, he might have
yeah,
ran the hill, but he's in shape. But Big Boy not doing well. He could actually do 400 push-ups, but I just don't
yeah.
think they're gonna try to punk him the way they do with other people.
No,
So I think it's gonna be more of a collab. But the fact that he can actually do all of this shit probably makes it work because Big Boy is in
mm,
shape. Even when Big Boy was obese, he was in better shape than most of us. But he was doing a
yeah,
human flag at like 300 pounds, right? So it's like,
yeah. It's crazy, bro.
but now he's actually in shape. So yeah, I mean, if he wants to, he could actually do the entire workout. I just feel like Big Boy's not really respectfully. He's not like a follower, so you're not gonna just
Right.
punish him for the sake of punishing him, right?
That's
But
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know.
I would, yeah,
I didn't see the video, but I'm assuming it was more of a collab kind of thing, you know. So, but yeah, so I mean, shout out to them. I definitely I think it's entertaining, and I think it's a positive thing.
yeah. I watched the shit too, but I ain't gonna do it.
But yeah, don't do it, and don't train like that. This is not real
Yeah,
life. That's not how it really
yeah,
goes. All right, last question. Y'all seen the dunk contest? Any of the All Star game?
oh,
That shit
Um,
don't
was
even get me started, bro.
that shit was.
That was a whack
I,
shit. That shit's so depressing.
I, I don't think anybody practiced those dunk. I think the motherfuckers freestyled that shit. That was terrible,
Dude,
bro.
it's so bro. I'm a huge NBA fan, bro. I've been an NBA fan my whole life. It's so sad, bro. Like it used to be, I used to be something that kids grew up dreaming to do, bro. And the best
Bro,
players in the league would do it. It would be something that's like on your list of accolades when you retire, like 5-time All Star, 2-time dunk champion, fucking whatever, right? And now they got
yeah.
G leaguers and shit, and guys nobody's ever heard of. Fucking just what was that, bro? What did we just watch? Like, and it's one thing if you're not gonna have the best players, like or at least notable players, known players, dunk in the dunk contest. So if you're not going to do that and you're going to bring guys from the G League because they're good at dunking, then just go out and get like street ballers who are the best dunkers in the
Oh,
world and have them just
that's
put on a show. I'd rather watch that
that's gonna be a good show.
because
Listen,
I don't even know these guys anyways. So this is not doing anything for me, you know?
when I tuned out after I saw a 7 footer
Yeah,
do a one handed,
Jackson Hayes just dropped it in, bro.
and he got a
I was like, what is
47.
going on? Yeah.
Bro, he got a 47 out of 50 for a seven
I know.
footer to do an LA fitness dunk. Bro, what the fuck are we?
Yeah.
He both side like
No,
this, like
what's
he
annoying? What's annoying is that same dude. I don't know if you saw, but like a month ago, in game, in between the legs, dunk in game,
make it make sense. And then you come to
in
dunk
game,
contest. He went back to
and he
the
goes,
to the
"Because
to
they
the half
do
court. He said like
that."
this. He said, "Come on, come on."
Yeah,
Bro ran up. and then did a one hand. I said,
Bro,
"What the
he
fuck was
posted
that?"
on his Instagram. He posted on his Instagram after a side by side of him, like screenshot of him about to dunk, and the Michael Jordan free throw line dunk, like a side by side, like that's what he did. It's like, bro, stop, just stop.
That's crazy. And then the other dude was he was saying he was going to do a free throw line windmill, right? And
Oh
then
yeah.
they showed the replay. Dude jumped from the middle of the key.
He was like
Whoa,
3 feet inside the line,
well,
bro.
you missed the free throw line of it back there, but what are we doing?
Yeah.
Yo, that shit was like
Oh, it
low
was
key.
brutal. And then that one motherfucker kept dancing, bro. I was like, stop.
You know, I don't know why that was annoying me. Are we getting old, bro?
It was really annoying me, bro. He hit the Dougie like stupid.
Stop
I was like,
dancing,
this is not. I was like, this is not it, bro. Like, just
bro.
stop.
We came to see dunks. You can't do like a bare minimum dunk, and then you
And
just
then just
you
dance.
keep the gyrating, bro. I don't want to see nobody 6'7" moving all over
Bro,
just dancing all day. I'm
I'm
like,
not
bro,
here to watch that, bro. This is
it's
fucking
not dance.
basketball.
Boy, the shit was a
So
dance
wrong.
contest. LA Fitness dunk. I was like, oh, this is
The
crazy.
only
This is not good.
the
It's not
only
good.
person I would let do that is John Wall because he made a name for
Oh,
himself
Yeah,
doing that.
John Wall,
That's it.
but John Wall is different, but but he also backs it up with what he does,
Yeah, he
and
also is fucking elite, bro. I couldn't
bro,
even
I
tell
got
you that dude's fucking name just dancing in my face, and I don't like it at all.
at this point, I think they have to get how they have the pro dunkers, like the people that just
Yeah,
dunk. I think
that's what I'm
forget the for,
saying.
because okay, it's called the NBA dunk contest. Like you said, these are these are G League players, bro. These are not NBA players.
I
I'm
know.
sorry, it's not
Yeah,
NBA players. So at that point, either just get a bunch of like street ballers or pro dunkers, or get McClung and just have him do a showcase because the shit I be
yeah.
seeing him do on Instagram is way better than bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so first of all, I just need to preface this. Fuck LeBron James because he's the one that ruined this whole fucking thing. I can't stand that guy. He ruined the whole dunk contest. But
Because he didn't want
now
players
we
to do.
got
He didn't want like good
yeah,
players to
they
do
don't
it.
all
Basically.
get hurt or some shit like that. It's like, bro, shut up. Like you're dunking a basketball, just dunk the basketball. Like put on a show, you get paid fucking $40 million a year. But now like nobody does it. Like not even like middle of the road guys. Like nobody does the fucking dunk contest.
No.
And it's either going to take one of two things. It's going to take somebody with a big personality, like maybe an Ant Edwards or someone like that. That's like, nah, fuck it. I'm gonna go win the dunk contest and put on like a fucking show, and then more players are gonna follow, right?
Yeah,
Start to come back.
yeah,
It's either gonna be that, or like I said, and like you just said, fuck trying to make it NBA players. Just go put on a dunk show and get the
yeah,
best dunkers in the fucking world, and you can have them go against Mac McClung or whatever. Like make it a thing. I don't know, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
just like those guys, that would be entertaining. They're professional dunkers. They are the best dunkers in the world. They're not the best basketball players. That's why they're not in the league, but they can
Yeah.
dunk, bro. So if you're gonna make me watch some guys I don't know, regardless, you might as well make them good.
Well, simple. I think that was the first dunk contest that I think I could have got second place at that dunk contest. Boy, if I could get
Oh,
if that was a 47, I get a 48. I get a
yeah,
48. Just off.
I can do a little reverse or something, you know.
No, that to be honest, that was pretty bad. Okay,
It was depressing, bro.
the actual All Star game was competitive,
So I
and
heard
that's
I missed it because I was working, but I actually heard it was one of the better All Star games in a few years or in a while.
yes, but there's different ways to make a game better. They want it to be more competitive. That's why they did it the way it is. But when it's
Mm,
competitive, they're playing hard, which
yeah,
is like it's you kind of want it to be fun too, because we want to see them throw it off the backboard and do crazy shit, but they're playing
mm,
so hard that they're not doing that kind of stuff. So it was good that it was a good game because they played their ass off. But it's the All Star game is kind of supposed to be relaxed, right? You're supposed to see them
yeah,
kind of almost playing like for fun, like a pickup game. So it lost
yeah.
that, but then it became like it was like a playoff game, But
Yeah,
I mean,
I heard
that's
Wemby. I heard Wemby was like the like Like he was going hard, like he set the tone type
He
shit.
did.
Like
Watching him
that's what I'm
play
saying.
is
That's what
not
it's gonna
fair.
take. That's what it's gonna take for the whole weekend to be saved. Is like players doing shit. Like he's a young guy coming out, like becoming the face of the league. Like he goes out there and he dunks on somebody first play, like post somebody up. People can be like, "Oh shit, this is what we're doing," and then they actually play. It's the same thing for the dunk contest. You're gonna need somebody to come in there and like just shit on everybody, and then be a good player, get a lot of recognition, and everyone's like, "Oh, oh, oh," and then everyone else gonna want to do it again.
This is true. Um, yeah, somebody almost died. The one kid almost died doing one of the dunks.
Ooh.
I don't know if you saw that. He fell and
Oh,
hit
he hit
his
his
head
head.
on thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. One last question. Okay. Do you think muscle discord is good or bad for the sport? Huh.
Somewhere in the middle, probably.
I
I think
think
there
I
are
think
good things about what he does, but I think he goes too far.
I think everybody deserves a voice, whether we agree with them or not. But the question is he good or bad for the sport? Maybe not good for the athletes, maybe, because
Yeah.
maybe it doesn't paint them in the best light. But for the sport, anything that's entertaining technically is good for the sport. Anything that's gonna get views technically is good for the sport, kind of.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I like how he's not afraid to call anybody or anything out, even the judges and whatever. Even if, like, I don't know, like, there's, if you get to a point where certain people feel like they're untouchable,
That's
then
not
that's
good.
when
Yeah.
things can get dangerous. So, like, even though he's not necessarily doing anything in that regard, like, at least bringing light to maybe some things that are going on here and there can be good for the sport. But I think he fishes for like bullshit negativity sometimes. That's just like he's playing a role now, like he's playing that villain role kind of thing, because that's what people watch and they're commenting and they're yelling at him, but it's driving his engagement up. So like he's playing that role of like just trying to find negative stories to spin or like just random shit grasping at straws. Like he posted one about Derek recently, like, is he the most boring Mr. Olympia we've ever seen or something like that? It's like, what does that even mean, bro? Like, what are you even doing?
So I guess let's answer it both ways. So first, how do you personally feel about his channel? Let's start with Alyssa. How do you personally feel about his channel? But then, how do you think it's good or bad for the sport as an entirety?
I really only listened to him when he was talking about the Sarah thing
Okay,
or the
okay.
Natalia. So, I mean, I really don't have an opinion because I don't know much other
Word.
than that. So I don't really know. I don't listen to him.
He basically how do you describe him? I guess he calls out to some extent he calls out bullshit, but he also can create bullshit sometimes. I guess
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
it's like bodybuilding and BS, but almost like amplified even more. So
Yeah,
it's like TMZ. It's like if TMZ was ran by like Sean Ray or something. I don't know.
yeah.
I
No,
don't
that's
know.
facts. That's facts.
He had, yeah. I've had him on a podcast. Back then, he was just like blunt. I like that he
Yeah,
was
it was
blunt
more
and honest.
when you had him on, it was more like he was doing interviews and like he was like really like I don't know. It felt when he first started, it felt more pop. Not that I'm like Mr. Positive. I don't really give a fuck about all that, but like it felt more like it was a good thing, like just genuine, like I'm trying to give bodybuilders exposure kind of thing.
It felt like
You
he
know?
was saying the truth, regardless of if the truth sounded nice or not. But it was still the
Yeah,
truth. I felt like,
yeah,
and that I like because a lot of people are scared to say the truth because people are sensitive, right? So he has Nick Walker on his podcast and he's saying to his face like, "Yeah, the waist is a little blocky." You can say that's disrespectful, but I mean, it's the truth. I mean, he's just not shying away from the truth. He's not trying to. But now I think he's playing into it more. I can't say what he's doing, but it seems like he's playing more instant activity because it gets views. I told him that, but he said no. He said this is his real opinion. So if it's really just his real opinions, I guess I mean it's fair game. I can't just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean he's wrong, right? Who fucking am I? But it doesn't seem very as genuine to me. But that's just what I'm seeing. But it's I
It
mean,
also comes off to me a little bit
man.
like, especially with all that, he had some drama with Fuad at some point too. And I know he's Canadian,
Mhm.
so I know like they're all tapped in over there, but like he also comes off sometimes as like a failed salty bodybuilder sometimes.
Okay, yeah, I
Like I
can see
don't
that.
think he ever accomplished what he wanted to, and so like he kind of gives off that like angry at the bodybuilding world
He,
vibe. You know what
he
I mean?
he seems pretty angry a lot of times. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
He seems pretty angry a lot of times. Yeah,
I'm just
but
like, what did these dudes do to you, bro?
well, I think any channel that says the news, but they dislike somebody, I don't think it should show. I think you should be able to keep that to the side because anytime he talks about Fuad, it just seems like he's so angry at Fuad.
Yeah, it seems like he just hates him, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
chill. I'm like, what did he do to you, bro?
If I'm watching like a news channel, even if you hate somebody, I want you to just be regular about it. Like, hey, this is what happened to
You got to
Fuad.
be indifferent. You
And
got to be in the middle. You got to be,
yeah, yeah, you know. So
or you
I
lose
don't
all
know.
your credibility.
Yeah, because it becomes a personal attack instead of just reporting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's the line. But I mean, hey, I guess he gets views because people do want to see negativity. So
Oh, I
I
know.
guess it has a place.
So
I
I'm
think
saying, I think he's leaning into it. You know, like his now drops his check. Like that's what gets clicks and engagement. And then when people send it around, or even if they're like, "Fuck this guy," whatever, like that still shares and comments. So
yeah, because I'll
I don't
definitely
care.
comment on it a few times, and then after I do, I'm
Yeah,
like, damn, why did I comment on it? Because that's the
just
point.
played you, bro.
The
Yeah,
point is to comment on it, you know. But
yeah,
for me, I'm not somebody who takes things personal. Like if I'm
yeah.
going back and forth with him, and I think he knows that though. It's never personal. I'm just I'm just trying to see why he feels so strongly about that. But I don't take the internet personal. Like the internet is never personal to me. You know, at least I try not to. You know, so personal is personal, but internet is never personal. I think he gets that though. I get the sense that he doesn't take it personal as well. You know, and I think he respects that. I'll say it to his face, and he'll say it to my face. So I think that's a mutual respect thing. You know, I'm not gonna go around with back and be like, the guy's I don't like that guy. I'm gonna tell him like that.
Yeah,
That's kind of like corny, but
yeah.
you know. But anyways, I think I think that's it. Which I think that's good.
Yes, sir.
Go for a Wednesday podcast. Yeah, yeah.
It's a good place to
But
wrap it.
uh-huh. I gotta go. I'm going hypo, so I gotta go get my meal.
Yeah, I gotta
Me
But
eat
too.
too, bro.
but yo, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna hit y'all Sunday. We'll probably run some Sunday.